Chronicles of the Interstellar Exodus, Odyssey of the Last Refugees from a Dying Earth. Chapter 1. The last days. The year was 2150, and Earth was dying. The once blue skies were now a sickly shade of brown, and the air was thick with smog and other pollutants. Massive hurricanes and other natural disasters ravaged the planet on a daily basis, and the seas rose higher every year, swallowing up coastlines and entire cities. For the last few decades, humanity had been scrambling to find a new home. Despite our best efforts, we had been unable to reverse the damage we had done to the planet, and it was clear that we could not survive there for much longer. After years of planning and research, we finally had a plan. We would build massive interstellar ships to carry us to a new world, where we could start over. But not everyone would be able to make the journey. There were simply too many people on Earth, and the ships could only carry a fraction of them. The rest would be left behind to face whatever fate awaited them. In the final days before departure, the world was in chaos. Riots and looting were widespread, and the governments of the world struggled to maintain order. Families were torn apart as loved ones were chosen to go on the ships, while others were left behind. It was a time of great sadness, but also of hope. We were finally going to leave this dying world behind and find a new home among the stars. Chapter 2. The Exodus. On the day of departure, millions gathered at launch sites around the world to watch the massive ships take off. Each ship was over 2 miles long and could hold up to 1 million people, as well as all the supplies we would need for the journey. It was a feat of engineering that had never been attempted before, and we were all awed by the sight of them. As I boarded one of the ships with my family, I couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement and fear mixed together. We were leaving everything we knew behind, and venturing into the great unknown. The future was uncertain, but we had to go, for the sake of our survival. The journey would take over a century, as we traveled at near light speeds to reach our destination. During that time, we would be in cryogenic sleep, preserved in a state of suspended animation until we arrived. It was a long, difficult journey, but we knew it was worth it. Chapter 3. Arrival. After more than 100 years in cryogenic sleep, we finally arrived at our destination, a planet in a distant star system that scientists had identified as potentially habitable. It was a new world, unlike anything we had ever seen before. The sky was a deep shade of purple, and the air was fresh and clean. The landscape was full of strange, alien plants and animals, and there was a sense of awe and wonder among the refugees as we stepped out of the ships and onto this new world. But as we began to explore and settle the new world, we soon discovered that it was not without its own dangers. Strange, hostile creatures lurked in the forests, and the climate was harsh and unpredictable. We would have to work hard to make this new world habitable, to create a new home for ourselves. But despite the challenges, we persevered. We built new cities and towns, using the knowledge and technology we had brought with us from Earth. We learned to adapt to this new world, and soon it began to feel like home. Chapter 4. New beginnings. It has been more than a century since we arrived on this new world, and I am now an old man. I have seen the birth and growth of a new civilization, as generations of refugees have made this place their own. We have faced many challenges and hardships along the way, but we have also experienced great triumphs and achievements. In this new world, We have a chance to start over, to build a better future for ourselves and for future generations. We have learned from the mistakes of the past, and we are determined not to repeat them. We have created a new society, based on cooperation, innovation, and exploration. We are the chronicles of the interstellar exodus, the last refugees from a dying Earth. But we are also the pioneers of a new era, the builders of a new civilization. This planet is our new home, and we intend to make the most of it.